Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the 263rd edition of Cinema Effect, the podcast where we review and talk about a different movie every single Monday. And this week, that movie is Dead Poets Society. Does poets have an apostrophe in it? Is it like Dead Poets?
Are the poets possessive of the society?
Yes, or not?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't think it was written that way, but maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it could go either way. I guess it's like dead. If it's not possessive, then it's dead poets.
Yeah, I think either way does make sense, to be honest. But
yeah.
But
in this case, they didn't possess the society. You know,
shame.
they were just part of it or whatever. It opened in the US on June 9th, 1989. It was directed by Peter Weir. It is a drama, and the synopsis says: Maverick teacher Sean Keating returns in 1959 to the prestigious New England boys' boarding school where he was once a star student, using poetry to embolden his pupils to new heights of self-expression. I didn't even really... I mean, it makes sense. I didn't even really register that this film took place in 59. Did they say... Was there a line about that at the start I just blanked on or something?
I had a feeling it was period-based because in my head I thought this was a 90s film. So, but then and I was like, nothing about this indicates 90s. So I had a feeling it was period, but I even got the decade that I thought was wrong. So, but no, I don't think they explicitly said anything about it at the time.
Yeah, mate, I just sort of associate this kind of school, like this boarding environment, as being quite kind of the same in whatever era it's in. You know,
the uniforms they wore for soccer were quite old-fashioned.
That is true. That was kind of like the only sign to me. I don't know. Like, sure, you can say, "Oh, there wasn't
the cars."
Things. Yeah.
The technology, the radio that they're building, you know.
Yeah, but I don't know. It seems like something students would cook up whenever. I don't know.
Perhaps.
Maybe not the 1700s, but anyway. All right, Dead Poets Society. Fitzy, you haven't seen this film, so... Wait, that's not true. Wait, I'm blanking. Sorry. That's incorrect.
I've seen this film. God damn it.
Fitzy's seen this film. What did you think of it on a rewatch?
I mean, it has been a while. I'm not even really sure when I watched it first. Yeah, I don't know. It's decent. It's good. It's a lot more like depressing than I remembered. I didn't really remember the kind of heavy stuff that happens. So that was interesting. But yeah, I still kind of feel the same about it. I think it's good, but not like I don't feel too strongly about it. So,
oh wow,
I find it entertaining. I find it like, you know, they go on adventures and shit. And it's like fun in a sense, but I'm not really. It doesn't really inspire me, you know.
Wow, it had one job.
I'm supposed to inspire. Yeah, but didn't really do that.
Damn.
You're too old and cynical.
Yeah, he's so old.
Too jaded.
Look how old he is. He's the oldest of us, and it shows, you know.
I'm the oldest boy.
It shows he's so much older than us. No, it did inspire me. I knew this was a classic film, which when I enjoyed it years ago, but I was, I'm the same as you, where I haven't seen it in years and barely remember it. But it really hit on this rewatch. Enough time has passed where I didn't really remember it super well, so everything playing relatively fresh was, I don't know, yeah, it was really nice. It's such a great conflict at its core with like the whole, you know, education, parenting dynamic at play versus the free spirit of the youth. And I love how that plays out and is constantly, you know, a battle taking place throughout the film. And that ending is sublime, to be honest. The whole thing. The whole third act is just phenomenal in this movie. So, yeah, it exceeded my expectations. And it also oddly got me, or maybe not oddly, this is where I, you know, disagree with Fitzy, is that this film did get me thinking about my passions, you know, and pursuing them in a whole new way. So that's saying something, you know. And then I'll probably forget them all and never do it. But in a glimmer of a moment there after watching this film, I was inspired for sure. All right, Jen. Sorry, you're the first time viewer.
Yeah.
My bad. What did you think of it?
My only connection to this film is the Community parody, which I've seen up 10 times on every rewatch. So I was ready to roll my eyes at it because that episode kind of rolls its eyes at Dead Poets, like because this would never work in real life. Which I'm sure it's still right. But my God, did it fucking just suck me in entirely. 30 minutes in and I was smiling like an idiot. And then by the time that fucking Neil dies, I was crying, like hard, not hard, semi hard. I was crying enough to warrant to call it crying, but not.
Yeah, nice.
No noise, but just tears rolling down. So yeah, I fucking fell for it entirely. I regret not watching it when I was a youth. I think it would have inspired me. But I think just at this point in time watching it, I enjoyed it immensely without it affecting me. Yeah. Not that it didn't. No, it affected me emotionally, but it didn't do the whole inspirational thing that it seems to have enraptured you with.
Well, for a fleeting moment, but yes,
I felt like embellishing that.
Yeah, you did. So what did you have spoiled? Does the Community parody spoil the movie?
It doesn't spoil it, but it more just pokes fun at the idea of a teacher of this unethical teacher coming in and doing his class, but making him stand up and this whole seize the day bullshit, and you just kind of roll your eyes at it. And he's just a bit of a character, and he's a bit of a bit of a wank off that you're meant to laugh at rather than kind of understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was expecting to kind of just I thought it was going to be overly, it's not that it isn't it is overly in that direction. It is overtly positive in Keating's kind of teachings and attitudes. So it's not like they mischaracterized it at all. It's just that they played it to a different effect.
Yeah.
Which is strange how a sitcom and a drama can do that.
That's right. So did you come in ready to roll your eyes at?
Yeah, at everything. Because I'm not a big Robin Williams guy, but maybe I should reevaluate that. Because same thing happened to me with Good Will Hunting. I was ready to roll my eyes at Good Will Hunting because once again, my connection to that film was the Community parody of it. Not parody, but they reference it a couple times in an episode. And then I fell entirely for Good Will Hunting and Robin and Matt and all that. And then I've done. He's done it again here. So maybe Robin's a bit better than I give him credit for.
I think so. So.
Strange that Williams... a respected actor is actually kind of decent. That's
yeah. He seemed quite young to me in this film. Just because I feel like he kind of peaked in the 90s with all these, I don't know, Mrs. Doubtfire and what is that? Why is that? Jumanji, I guess, as well. Why is Mrs. Doubtfire the first one that comes to mind? I don't know. Because it's on Channel 10 all the time, probably. But yeah, I feel like his peak was in the 90s. Looking at his filmography, it looked like Good Morning Vietnam was sort of his first decently sized film in 87. So then this kind of came after that. So he was kind of on the come up here. But he was 38 at the time. So,
Pedro
he was
sculling it.
Pedro, that's right. Yeah, his peak decade was the same peak decade that Pedro's having right now. That's right. Yeah. So yeah, no, I dude. I mean, I've got plenty of fantastic things to say about Robin Williams in this movie. Yeah, I agree though. I'm not a Robin Williams stan generally speaking. Maybe usually, honestly, just because I'm not the biggest fan of the movies he's in. I've got nothing against them, but they're just kind of whatever movies to me, I guess, a lot of the time. But put him in the right role in something that dramatically has that affects me, and it's man, he really works for me in the movie. Are you usually a Robin Williams guy, Fitzy? What's your take on Big Rob?
I think I used to be as a kid. I really liked Robin Williams films Flubber, and what was a classic? Mrs. Doubtfire, Jumanji. I did like the original Jumanji. So yeah, and did he do stand-up comedy as well? I feel like he did a bit of that. I think I watched a bit of that too. So yeah,
that's how we got it. That's how we got it on the genie in Aladdin, wasn't it? Because like it was like because like his comic stuff, like his like stand up shit, right?
That makes sense. The genie is basically just a comedian. Checks out.
But yeah, I haven't really rewatched Robin Williams' films in ages, so this kind of
this will be the turning point. Have you seen Insomnia? I can't recall.
Oh yeah, sure. I haven't seen it. No. That's true.
It's just Robin Williams' best performance. You're missing out.
Yeah, I forgot about that because he just blends so well into a non-Robin Williams like character, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Well, then, I mean, for me though, I need to get Jane. If Jane thinks this is a hot take or not, Robin Williams is better in this movie than Insomnia.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I'll just take the piss.
Oh, okay. No, I don't get me wrong. I like him in Insomnia too. I'm not hating, but I don't know. He really impressed me in this movie. Yeah, I guess I'm the same as you, Fizzy. I haven't like gone back and like reassessed his career, having like I've seen it plenty of his movies, but haven't gone back like in recent years and doing it here. It was like this one was quite eye opening for me, where I was like, man, I'm impressed by basically everything you're doing in this movie. And it makes me want to watch other Robin Williams movies. I want to, I haven't seen Good Morning Vietnam. I want to watch that as well. But yeah, I don't know his charisma. I mean, it's everything. Everyone knows this stuff about Robin Williams. He's hilarious. He's got that charming thing that kind of just sucks you in. It's that look in his eye, and the way in which that plays with sort of the boys and that class.
Plays with boys.
The way in which he plays with those boys, man. As a teacher, the way in which we're sort of, I guess, a substitute for the the intro class and getting to know him in the same way that he introduces his class and the students do as well. It was just, I don't know. I was like, dude, if this guy was my teacher, I'd be all about it because he's great. I'd fall for this guy, and then he'd probably turn around and like he's grooming me. But
not the turn I was expecting that to be.
But look, Keating would be an A+ groomer if he were one. That's all I'm saying.
Wow.
But he got
high praise for this character that Robin Williams plays masterfully.
But that's the thing, he isn't. He's like the best parts of groomers without actually being a groomer. So there's nothing bad to say. Sorry. Anyway, I didn't mean to double down so hard on that. I don't know. It is hard not to be affected by his passion and charisma. I'm smiling along with the students in his first few lessons, for sure. I don't know. I enjoyed them all. I particularly enjoyed his like whispering, like when he like I like the whole scene where he like makes them like look at the pictures of the dead kids, and and he starts whispering "Carpe Diem." That's pretty funny. I enjoyed that a lot. I don't know. Did Robin suck you in? Do you like Keating, Jaden? Are you like, I like this teacher, I'm on board with his side of the conflict in this movie, you know what I mean? Free thinking these kids.
I think it's definitely still easier to see him as a bit of a wank off, as the Community parody does point out. But like no, like I think he's 100%. In the right, feels like wrong to say, but like I think the idea that to teach boys to love, to find art, to pursue passions, like it's something that it's interesting that it's being said back then about a time period that was even 30 years before that, and still needs to be said now. Kind of encourage men into softer spaces, as part of this liberal agenda. And then I think Keating. I agree with him. I think it's important things to teach. I think that sentiment is a great one. I think is why the last, not the last, but like one of the last lines of Polytechnic is like she says, "If I have a son, I'll teach him to love." Like it's one of the very few lines that I actually remember. It's like that's just that sentiment then applied to this entire film of him, you know, teaching these kids to be romantics, you know, small R romantics, and that's cool.
Hell yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it's easy for me because because
you're a romantic.
That's many people have described me as such. The conflict in this movie between like the old authoritarian lame, that's just the easiest way to put it. You know, regime administration running this school versus like the new free thinking teaching ideologies. It's just so easy for me to care about because I feel really strongly about it personally. So like, I get maybe, I don't know, if you don't really have a dog in the fight. I don't have a dog in the fight. That's kind of weird terminology, but you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I totally agree. I just don't really care for the standard education approach as a person anyway, as you guys know. So I'm invested right off the bat in like what this film is kind of about and like the way in which that sort of plays throughout with Keating's relationship with the school and the other teachers mainly as well. Like when it comes up of like that other, I think it was the Latin teacher when he's like free thinkers at 17 and he kind of like mocks the idea of it. It's like, come on, mate. This is the exact problem with society. All of it. This is an issue. You know,
throwing that word around a lot today.
Society. We do live in one. I don't know. Yeah, it just, those other teachers, they just suck, honestly. And there's always when they're always walking around like just the hallways, just all they do all day is tell kids off. Oh, be quiet. Oh, get in. What are you doing? You know, and they're just like, there's those characters that are just doing that in like every scene. If that was your job, tell me that you'd have to be a pretty miserable human being.
But that was just education back then. Like viewing it through the lens of it being the 80s, like you're like, oh, these guys are fucking stiffs. But I mean, in the 50s, like that was just like the norm. Probably this was probably still the generation, obviously. But
no, I think you're right.
They were beating kids, you know. It was.
Oh yeah. But it just it really, it does suck. I don't know. Like how can it just seems like a cycle of misery, like being in this job, being in that world and thinking that you're doing shit that's important. And I guess your point about the time period actually does slightly paint the ideology of the film in a different way for me because like Keating's doing all of this in that environment. Well, we obviously get the environment of the school in the film, but he's doing it in that time period as well. Like he's very much swimming upstream in that regard. Which he was anyway, but yeah, I don't know. It kind of makes it even seem more challenging, you know, what he's trying to promote, I guess. Yeah, but no, they do just beat kids and shit. We didn't get like smacked at school, did we?
How fucking old do you think you are?
I have this. It mustn't be real. I have this recollection. Like they must be dreaming of like
at our high school.
No, God no. Of like, but of primary school kids getting hit with rulers.
No, not even in primary school. Like no, they got rid of the fucking yardstick in like the 80s, didn't they?
I guess.
Unless you did some really fucked up shit in Perth, I don't know, man. Like that's
Wait, Perth just operates on a whole different morality over there. They were hitting kids. No, I am genuinely 95% sure that no one got hit with rulers at my primary school. But I do have this strong sense that I was afraid of it. Like, it must have been my year one mind must have really believed it was possible or something. You know what I mean? I don't know what it was. Maybe my dad told me stories about how he got hit with a ruler or something, and then that like imprinted on me. Maybe that might have been what happened. I had such a strong sense of it though, like it was real. It really feels real. Like it felt real to me at the time. Like that could happen to me. I got it. I did really appreciate that you can tell. I think you can tell. I don't know if you agree with it. I think you can tell all the actors are probably just genuinely laughing at whatever he's doing in a scene, like. Especially in like the classroom scenes, and he's like cracking them all up. It felt very genuine to me. they're also actors, but you know,
Hmm.
it felt like there was Robin Williams improv coming through, and they were just having a good time.
Have you seen that bit of trivia about like between takes, Williams would like be riffing on the boys, you know, and be like cracking jokes and shit, and trying to get them to laugh, and the whole class was like, you know, laughing and all that shit. But Ethan Hawke, he was like staying silent and like stone faced and all that shit. And he's like, you know, what's going on, boy? He's like, you know, he's like, I'm an actor. I want to be a serious actor. So I'm not gonna smile. And then Robin Williams got his agent to sign him because he was such a serious actor.
Not a terrible impression there of Ethan Hawke, by the way.
No, it was
alright.
Yeah.
It was alright.
I'll do better next time. Knowing that I'm 30% of the way there, I'll give it another go sometime.
You should really like come back next week having practiced it. It'll be a banger. Ethan Hawke, yeah, he was trying to go method way too early in his career, but he's good in the movie though.
Well, because of that, like I always assumed that he was like the main actor, like I was he was the lead, and then like when we kept on like not focusing on him, I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess he is. I'd call him like the second lead male. Neil's the main character, in my opinion. It is kind of, you know, it's an ensemble.
It's very it is very ensemble. But yeah, I think Neil still takes it just from
from Toddy.
Yeah,
I think so. I think Neil. I mean, he is the most obviously like emotionally substantial stuff related to him in the film, but I also think like his conflict in the film is the film's entire conflict. Like it's what they're one and the same in terms of wanting to pursue passion, wanting to be your own person, and then being held back, being, you know, being forced into a certain position. Like that is what the whole film's about, and it's like that's his exact journey as well. So I think, yeah, I'd definitely call him like the main character if there has to be one. But you know, there are also, you know, a group of them. You know, I will say I was very impressed by Neil's actor. Sean Leonard is his name. He's still out there acting, mainly on TV, from what I could tell. But
yeah, he has like a really familiar face, but I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really actually think I knew him. Although he was in Falling Skies, I saw.
Oh, that's it.
That's exactly it. It all comes back to Falling Skies. No, I was very impressed by him in the film. I thought he did a great job, and I thought that the chemistry between like the core crew was very good throughout the movie. I read in the trivia that Peter Weir deliberately, like he actually had all the actors like hang out, and I think they actually roomed together or whatever he did. But like he intentionally made sure that dynamic was, you know, some work was put in there, and you can tell because they're just entertaining to watch when they're doing their thing. You know, I was invested in their conflicts, even when some of them made really cringe decisions at times. You know who I'm talking about. But they're all lovable in their own way at the same time. So, yeah, I thought they were really likable. Was there any standout performance to you, Fitzy? Did you enjoy the main crew?
No, I mean, Neil and Todd. Like, I just like how, I like the how they portray the kind of adolescent kind of repression or whatever you'd call that. You know, that's very present, especially in kind of Ethan Hawke's face. It's very like kind of, yeah, like scrunched back and kind of anxious. You know.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Yeah. I don't know. They all just seem they all just play young people so well. Yeah. They just play themselves, but
yeah,
they
really
all have like glimmer
energy
in their eyes.
Yeah,
that just people don't have these days. Like genuinely, there is like a shine in their pupils that like you just don't get. You just don't get these days.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah, I thought Neil particularly had that, which makes the film work so well. Yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, and in terms of what I like your point 250, in terms of Todd, that I really like that scene actually where, like he's like sitting outside, and it's his birthday, and then Neil comes over and you know, notices he's kind of sad or whatever, and they start talking, and then like the arc of the scene is that like Todd was sitting there alone on his birthday, and then like Neil cheers him up, and they like throw the present over the bridge or whatever. That was just, I really liked that scene, and that was a perfect example of Neil, like, you know, he was sort of being dragging Todd out of his shell there. You know, like the scene started in that usual Todd way of being like, man, this poor guy, he really is repressed, but he was let loose in that moment. You know, we saw the real Todd come out there for a second, and we don't really see that again really until like the ending of the film is sort of the culmination of that for him as well, where like, you know, he starts the whole standing thing. He dug deep. He had to. That really works because he had to really dig deep, and we understand that about the character. That, you know, that's kind of like the most anti thing he could do, to be so open in his I don't know, rebellion, whatever you want to call it, like to do something so bold, but he knew it was the right thing to do, so he did it anyway. So yeah, no, that was all good stuff. I liked Ethan Hawke as well. I mean, who else we got? Dude, I mean, can we just what was our take on the whole Knox and Chris storyline? Because this was kind
too
of
much,
weird.
but it was 50s romance, man. That's how it went down back then.
What? You just go kissing people unsolicited at parties.
Well, like, that is obviously way too much. But that hot pursuit, you know, like that's just 50s for you, man. It's just
yeah.
You know,
that's some American graffiti shit right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, look, I don't want to sound like hard on it or anything, because like it was entertaining. It was fine. Like I wasn't offended by it or anything. But
I mean, you should have been by that one scene, but
yeah, actually, yeah, morally, that's not. Don't do that, kids.
I mean, her boyfriend had every right to be upset. I mean, she should have been upset at that. That's
she was
that's
oddly.
Yeah.
She was oddly kind of cool with the whole thing, to be honest with you. Yeah, like if anything, she just kind of came across as a bit embarrassed, as opposed to like, I feel like she really should have been hard. Like, this is a no go with you, Knoxy. You know what I mean? Like GTFO kind of thing. But no, he won. That's kind of the thing that was strangest about it. So like, you've obviously got the party thing is, yes, don't do this, kids, definitely. But then even after that, when he like goes back to her school, and I'm just there cringing so hard. It's like, what is this, bro? Like, but then the ultimate twist is that it's actually somehow super effective. He fucking the Pokemon moves were he just had them. I don't know. It was weird, but
I mean, do we know that they worked out in the end? You know, like they hold hands. They hold hands in the play, but that's it. You know,
she wouldn't be there if she didn't like him. He said it himself.
Oh
yeah, but
I mean, yeah. I know. I get your point. I'm not saying I don't think that like this confirms they're married for 40 years or something, but within the confines of the narrative's timeline and his goal of trying to get with Chris, if you or whatever that means, get with, like he succeeded. He did it.
No, we don't know that. We didn't know if he succeeded in getting with Chris. Chris could have gone back to chat the next day.
Within the film's narrative, he won her over, 100%.
I get the film is trying to say that, but it doesn't conclude with that conclusively, you know.
Oh, like if I'm trying to extrapolate it from real life, but also if I'm trying to make real life apply to this whole goddamn storyline, like none of this shit would happen at all. It doesn't make any sense.
What do you mean?
I mean, maybe. Well, yeah, there's probably are creeps out there who would go and like start playing with girls' hair and kissing them
in the 50s. Yeah,
sure. Yeah. But then what follows that would not happen. Being she kind of appreciated it apparently, which is, you know.
But this is a weird thing to get hung up on.
I'm not getting hung up on it.
No,
do I sound like I'm getting hung up on it, Jaden?
No, it was lame semantics. I was like, it's. Yeah.
But it's not semantics though. Like they don't. I don't know. They don't conclude it. You know. They just go to the theater
but that's
together.
what I mean.
It's not-
That is a semantics. Like they end up together, but you're saying that they don't conclude it.
But they don't end up together. We don't see them ending up together.
But
They do.
It ends resolutely enough on them at the play holding hands.
It's an arc.
Like that. Like they don't need like what more do you need?
Yeah, 100%. Like within the arc of the film. Like I'm not saying again. Like they could 100% just never see each other again the next day. Totally. In reality, 100%. But the film is presenting it, and you agreed with this. The film is presenting it as a success arc. He got the girl. That's the story. That's the storyline. That's what it is.
I feel like if they kissed after the theater, then I'd be like in line with what you guys are saying.
You know, while Neil's getting dragged away by his dad, let's quickly pan over to Mr. Arbitrate.
Really fits the mood. Yeah.
How can you not see what I'm saying though? Like they don't conclude it, man. Any other movie would do more than what this movie did. Like stop just fucking kissing each other's ass and just you both see what I'm saying.
What?
Whoa.
You both see what I'm saying, but you don't want to admit it. Like come on, man.
No,
this is
I see what you're
genuinely
saying.
disagree with your point.
Yeah, I see what you're saying in a real life context 100%. I disagree with you completely as it relates to what the film is doing. We're here reviewing the movie.
Yeah, and I'm saying any other movie would be more conclusive in its conclusiveness of how they're together at the end.
If it was about that, maybe. If it was a romantic film. But it's just a subplot.
My point still applies. It's subplot on fucking main plot. What difference does that make? Like, I don't know.
It makes a difference because the main plot, goes in a dark direction, bro. It gets the tone emotionally.
Bro, all they needed was one more scene. You know, that's all I'm saying.
Any
other film would do one more like?
Did you really want it?
Tie.
Were you desperately clinging to see this relationship cemented on screen? Were you waiting for the bow to be put on this thing?
I wasn't desperately waiting for it, but I'm just saying it wasn't there. That's all I'm saying.
Did you want it?
I didn't want it or not want it. I'm just saying it wasn't there. But that's the extent of my argument. It's not about what I desire in the film. It's just about what is or isn't there.
The thing is, they probably didn't end up together because of like how harshly they were all reeled back into like their like, you know, conformist life following the death of Neil. Like I feel like he would have had to like stop his pursuit. Like you know.
Yeah, and she's at the same school with Chet as well. You know. There's no more pursuing for him to
forget Chet.
Or you can't forget Chet.
Dude, Chet is the most wanker name I've ever heard. What is that? Oh my god. Sorry to any Chets out there that happen to be listening, by the way. But I feel like we've managed to have this whole conversation about this subplot without me actually finding out, Fitzy, if you liked it or not.
Oh, it was fine. I mean, it was a good kind of example of what Keating was talking about, you know. Like it was like a real life application of like carpe diem, you know. Yep. But at the same time, it was kind of creepy, as you said. Like it was like a weird. It was like the perfect example of it, but also like a weird example of it. So yeah.
Yeah. It was like you're absolutely right. It was exactly what he was talking about, but also like don't do that. But also was exactly
it's like in Good Will Hunting when he tells Good Will Hunting to go hunt down the girl, you know. It's like the evolution of Keating, you know. It's like,
exactly. Yeah. Long story short, guys, it doesn't matter. There's no creepy scale. There's no barriers. Just do whatever it takes to carpe the DM, you know. Every time someone said carpe diem, did you think of carpe the DM, Fitzy? I think of that all the time.
Is that in Succession?
Kendall says it. And it's one of the funniest things. I love it. I use it all the time. Personally, it stuck with me.
Okay. No, I forgot about that.
It's like, fucking carpe the diem, you know.
That's fucking like carpe the diem, man.
Straight up, bro. Oh god, it's so funny. Yeah, that was Knox. That was his whole thing. We covered that. I don't need to talk about that anymore. Bloody. Oh, I will say. So Dalton, he's the dude who gets spanked. Jen, how did you rate his prank, his little gag at the assembly?
Oh, dude, banger! If that had happened at one of ours, so fucking good. Because like you know, like we went to a Catholic school, but like it was nowhere near as religious, like you know, like things like that. So like, I don't know, you would have got a chuckle out of like at least 4 sports teachers.
Yeah.
So yeah, no,
Probably
banger,
more, to
for
be
sure.
honest.
Yeah, after staff probably.
That was you being conservative.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was great. I thought it was a pisser. I totally agree.
I do think that Dalton took a couple steps too far with his wait, was he the one that started culturally appropriating the Indian themes and going by Nawanda, or am I getting?
Oh,
Yeah.
Is that what that was? Yeah, I guess so then.
Yeah. It's a bit weird there from him, but once again, I can just kind of see that as a private school boys' behaviour. That's the shit that goes down at like that one up in Melbourne, you know, the Jacob Lordy one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so,
dude.
Can't really criticise it for not being accurate because like that's just the shit they do up there.
We can say the Jacob Elordi one, and that's fine because we're not like I wouldn't want to actually say the name of the school in this context necessarily.
Oh, but that school's world famous because of Jacob and also because like the sex stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's fine. We can just say that. Like, we're not going to get in legal trouble if we just say the Jacob Elordi.
Oh, you're worried about like actual repercussions? Yeah, right.
I mean, not really, but like kind of. If we start throwing around, you know, if we go too far,
perhaps. Yeah.
If we push it too far, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. And also just the fact it's the 50s, you know, I don't know if they knew what cultural appropriation was in 2000, let alone in 1950, whatever. So, makes sense. No, I thought the gag was hilarious. Like, that honestly, like, Dalton was kind of the one in the group who he's kind of like the most, what's the word? Like the type of confidence. I don't want to call him annoying, but he was kind of a lot. He was kind of there's a word I'm looking for, I don't know. But he was
arrogant?
Yeah. He was just kind of I don't know, he had this vibe about him that was kind of standoffish, I guess, at times. But like he was confident. Yeah, I don't know. He was arrogant, yeah, standoffish, all that kind of thing. But that gag really sold me on him. I liked it a lot. Mr. Nolan, it's from you. It's God. It's so funny. I love it. Vinci, how do you react to Keating's lesson to rip out the poetry page? You know what I mean? The opening page of that book with the review scale. Because I feel like as someone who has had their period on Letterboxd of refusing to rate films, that may have resonated with you, and it particularly would have resonated with Andy as well.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Not really.
It felt kind of targeted, to be honest. It felt like he's telling you to rip out the rating system.
It's not a rating system though. It's different.
It really isn't.
Yeah,
it's trying to look at art objectively. A personal rating system is not like an objective form. You know.
Good point. I agree with that.
I mean, I do like all the kind of earlier scenes with Keating though, just like the early classroom scenes. I think those are the movies at its most kind of like enjoyable and fun. I mean, the whisper scene, the courtyard walking scene, all that stuff is like fun and
yeah. The football booting scene.
Yeah, I like that they had one kid in the class who just didn't want to be a part of it, or like one or two kids. But like there was one that they focused on, and then he stood up at the end. That was a cool detail.
Was that the cat sat on the mat kid?
Yeah, like
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree with that for sure. Williams, yeah, he's a charismatic teacher. It's a lot, you know. He's good. I liked in the football booting scene when he was just like telling all the kids to, you know, louder. I don't know. It was funny. I enjoyed it. that might be one. That might be one of the great points I've ever made on the show. By the way, I just want everyone to really think about that. That I've just made one of the most profound points I've ever made on the Oh Christ! God, I did want to highlight. Like, I thought this film was really well directed by Peter Weir. I really did. There were standout moments where, I mean, so much of the trivia is all about how he worked with the actors and was trying to create a very specific environment to make the story work. I already mentioned like the getting the kids to hang out together, and he didn't want any modern language being used on set in terms of keeping it in the period and all that kind of stuff. Like, he was very conscious of making the the performances authentic in that way, which was good. But I really liked the use of the camera in some scenes as well. I really thought he does it a few times actually, but like the one scene where it really stood out was the scene where Todd has to like spontaneously come up with his poem at the front of the class, and the way in which the camera moves in that scene is just really engrossing, and it just goes around and around Robert and Ethan, and really pulls you into Todd's state in that scene of just like the spontaneity, the excitement, the, it all sort of free flowing coming together. Like, I feel like the choice to stage it that way was like perfectly exemplified, like what the scene was trying to achieve, and then like as Todd has that realization at the end, well, as it clicks at the end, he says it, it's like the camera slows down and it's like, returns to a normal sort of rhythm of cuts, and it's like, oh damn, that was really effective, I thought. So that was cool. And I feel like there are other examples in the film too, like where the camera just fucking starts spinning, bro, starts to go.
Yeah, when Knox is like drunk, I think that happens as well. Those are cool because I feel like I feel like the camera work and the cinematography is fairly like still-ish, and there's a lot of like cool like there's a lot of like landscape shots, a lot of cool like scenery and stuff. Mm-hmm. It feels very like the school feels very big. Feels like it's just large. I don't know what I'm trying.
No, I agree.
So those moments are very cool.
Yeah. Anything stand out to you from a direction point of view, Jane? Oh, I think the other scene I was trying to think of was the like when they started running around the room in excitement. I think that's when Neil says he's going to be an actor, if I recall correctly. Anyway, and then like they start running around the room, and all the other boys come in and start running around the room. The fucking camera spin. It does like 30 rotations. But it was really cool. Yeah.
Like the one that stands out, like obviously it stands out because it's Neil's death scene, like the heaviest the film gets, but like it is exceptional. Like the low drone of like the kind of death opera. I don't know what to call it. And like the kind of like the slow zoom on the window from the outside. And just like every action that Neil takes there, it just builds it all so fantastically. Like the crown, the taking off the shirt, the slow walk, like it's so well paced. Like each kind of little action there, like it's an easy one to pick because of the moment, but then like I think it also is just like fantastic stuff.
Yep, I totally agree. Yeah, that the droning, I wrote it down as like a ringing sound. Yeah, it was like the foreboding to it, the lead up to it. So wait, so Jane, did you have any idea that this film had like a death like this? Okay.
No.
Did you? At what point did it click that this is what was happening?
A bit earlier. I don't know. I just got the sense that he was going to kill himself. Just things were going too well for him,
I don't know if this is the moment you're talking about, but there was the moment that a scene, I guess a smaller scene, but I really liked it, was when obviously Neil goes to Keating's office and at night Keating gives his opinion that he's got to talk to his dad. But then next day in the classroom, when Keating talks to him, I think after class, and Neil says, "Oh yeah, I talked to my dad. Yeah, he's on. I spoke to him and he wasn't happy at first." And they do that whole thing where like Neil's obviously lying, he didn't talk to his dad. But I just thought that was a really strongly acted scene from both of them, where Neil's lying, but like doing the thing where you're trying to save face a little bit, and Robin Williams is portraying that like he really wants to believe the kid, but he doesn't really believe him. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that scene a lot. It felt like you really wanted to. You really want things to go well for Neil, but it's sort of, I don't know, that's maybe where it started falling apart a little bit for me. And then by the time the dad actually comes, it's like
I think I clocked it pretty early too. Like he's just so embattled, like from the start that like it just kind of made sense. To me.
Yeah, like it wasn't gonna go like.
Yeah.
You mean as in like this dad wasn't being won over by seeing the play or seeing whatever?
No, I clocked him killing himself like very early, like not maybe not from the first time that his dad tells him to like dial back on like the extracurriculars, but like like that, and combined with like how eagerly he takes on Keating's teachings, while even like Todd's telling him, like this Todd who he's only like just hardly met is telling like what's your father gonna think of, like it just. Like it just made sense from like very early on.
Yeah, you're right. And the way that all culminates in the execution of that scene, like you're saying. My favorite part of the scene is actually like I everything you said is totally true. I particularly like the hard cut they do from like that droning sound to just the dad waking up. Like the noise just cuts. And it's just there's no you don't hear a gunshot or anything. It's just you're in that space of the foreboding stage, and then you cut right to just the dad wakes up abruptly, and he's heard something. I thought that was really effective. That was really strong, because it's almost like you feel like as the audience, you kind of, even though you were watching the previous layer, you feel like you got woken from a dream in that moment as well, where like it had that interesting effect where, when you wake up from a noise, but you didn't like you didn't really register the noise in a waking state. So like you don't actually recall the noise, but you woke up from a noise. It had that exact effect as a viewer of like I feel like I woke up like the dad did. It was interesting. I quite like that. Yeah. And then to wake up and discover what he discovers is pretty horrifying, of course. So yeah, it was confronting. Was this? Is this where the tears were coming, Jane? Is this the emotional core of it? Like when they find him, or even before that?
Not so much when they find him, because like I didn't really feel sympathy for the family in this one as much as I did for him. Like it was when they found him, because like the moment happens, like like when he dies. But like it wasn't because they found him. It wasn't because of the family. It was still for him.
Yeah.
Unlike in Goblet of Fire, it's purely because of Amos's fucking, that's my son, like that, like that's
man,
that's heart shattering stuff, but this one it's because of Neil, it's because of poor Neil, man.
Yeah, agreed. I think I 100% agree, but I also don't think there isn't some sympathy there for the dad, or sympathy is the wrong word.
I think it's there naturally. But at the same time, like even the film deals with it very fast before it vilifies the dad again, like in his pursuit, like for like getting a blame on Keating. It's like it elicits it naturally because of this situation. But the film, like it honestly doesn't feel like the film wants you to hang on like that feeling for the dad, especially.
No,
So like,
yeah, definitely. There's an inherent pity there, but the moment. Yeah, you're right. That goes pretty quick when Nolan delivers that line at the assembly where he's like, at the request of the family, we will be, conducting a thorough inquiry, I think is what he says, into the cause or whatever. And it's like, okay, well, what you just told me there is that the dad hasn't learned anything.
Yeah.
But, or at least, maybe deep down, I don't want to, we don't dwell on this, so I don't want to, maybe deep down he has or something, but it doesn't present that way at all. Like, he doesn't seem to take responsibility for the fact he practically killed his own son, to be honest. And you're right. It turns immediately to the scapegoat aspect of the story, which is quite interesting in and of itself. But yeah, no, it tells you something about the dad and about the parents and about that style of parenting, which is just the worst. Man, it really is the worst. That dad is the worst. Trying to mold your child by force into what you want him to be, or honestly, more likely, what you wish you could have been. I think that they make it. He has a line at one point where he tells Neil, you know, you have opportunities I wish I never had, or whatever he said, something like that. And then, I don't know, just projecting that onto your kid in such a forceful way is just, I don't know, to the point where you literally, you push him away and then you, I mean, for all intents and purposes, kill him. It just, I hate that shit. It sucks. If they knew what they were doing, you know, they would never do it. But they're just so blind and lacking any sort of, I don't know, emotional intelligence, or I don't know. They really are like the worst people in the movie, in my opinion. Like, you know, like I shat on the bloody the old fart teachers earlier. You know, for my little grievances with that attitude. But I don't know, man. These people, they really are the real villains of it, in my opinion. They're just, it sucks. So, and I think the film, you know, wants you to know that. I think that's what the film's about, really. So, I appreciate that aspect of it. Anyway, that was a pretty thorough shitting on of those characters, so that's fine. The whole final 20 minutes with obviously Neil's death, and then what follows of like the aftermath of the trial of Keating, or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. The ratting out of Keating. Who's that kid that the rat ranger kid, man? Can I say that? Probably not. I should probably cut that.
Was that Meeks, or was
Cameron?
that was Meeks someone else? Oh, okay.
It was Cameron.
Right.
It was Cameron. Yeah. Man, what an absolute loser this kid is. I mean, but the thing is, I kind of get his point. Unfortunately, it's an unfortunate situation, but like, I mean, isn't he kind of right that?
Yeah, the school made up
going
their
down
mind on
anyway?
Keating. Yeah.
You know? So it's tricky in that sense. But that's also such, I love that. That's such an interesting moral choice in the film as well. If you're in Todd's position there at the end, where the other kids have already signed, Cameron's made his pitch and he's not wrong in terms of Keating's going down, you can save yourself. Do you sign and save yourself? You know? Obviously he does. That's a tough one. I felt that in the moment too. I thought Ethan Hawke played that really well when he's like sitting there and his stupid parents are there bloody buggering him as well. I felt that conflict, to be honest. It was tough.
I like to think that I wouldn't succumb, but who knows? Until you get put in that position. You know?
That is totally true. Yeah, that is fair. I'm the same, I guess, but there. I will say this though: there is a line where I take Cameron's point, but there is a point to which something becomes, regardless of the personal gain or like, you know, in terms of like purely objectively what I stand to lose by not doing this. Like, sure, it makes all the sense in the world to sign because like I lose. All I have to do is sign the piece of paper and my life's fine, right? But there is a point to which something becomes so egregiously against one's values, I feel, that you couldn't live with yourself. That's a sort of a cliched term, but you know what I mean? Like, I think there is a line that can be crossed in that sense, where you're presented with a choice and it's like, sure, I could just do this and be fine, but the context of it would be so horrendous I would feel so terrible about myself in doing it that I just like the better choice for me is actually just not to do it. You know what I mean? And that was a choice for me that Todd makes that was kind of right on that line of like, fuck.
Well, what's interesting is like the look of like indignation that everyone gives Cameron. Like for some reason I remember like Meeks in particular in that scene, his face was basically saying, like his face was like pure betrayal, and basically like, I'm never going to be on your side. But it's just like, I don't think there's a line really. I think most people, 99.99% of people would sign that. So,
Yeah.
the emotion of it is kind of funny, really, when you look at just, what most people would actually do.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh yeah, no. At that moment, like I said, that was a tough one. I probably would have done exactly what Todd did, where I would have sucked about it and been really upset about it, but probably would have still done it, like most people. Like to your point, but yeah, I don't know. But as a human, I guess, the larger point I was attempting to make was that, like, on a human level, as a human thing in general, like I do think that line can be crossed by certain things. This probably didn't quite get there, but yeah, it was tricky. It was a strong dilemma, and that's what helps make the last 20 minutes so effective. And then that's done, and you're like, I don't know, at least for me, I'm basically done squirming at that point. And I'm like, God, this is the worst. And then the film delivers its final scene. And I just want to know, Jaden, did you like the final scene? Does it deserve its iconic status?
Yeah, it was good. I don't know if it was like anywhere near like my favorite the movie got, to be honest. That definitely felt like the most kind of like, community parody.
Yeah.
Territory.
Particularly when I like that when the score, like the film is very quiet in the last 20 minutes, but when like the score starts tingling in, when like Todd starts thinking about standing, it's like in that moment it's like, this is about to become a movie. Like it's coming. So like in that sense, I get what you mean with the parody aspect.
Also, the whole Captain My Captain thing, I had no idea. Like I get it comes from fucking Shakespeare or whatever, but like this movie is definitely what popularized it. I had no idea it came from this, so that was cool to find out.
So wait, have you ever like seen a version of the scene, or like you seen it parodied? The scene hasn't entered you in some way via osmosis over the years.
So like the community parody is the standing on desks, but it's like the earlier instance of everyone get up on your desks.
Oh, okay.
Instead, in the community one, someone falls off and it's like, this is why we're shaking on desks. But for that last one, like I just feel like the Captain My Captain thing is like so. I feel like I've heard it quoted in other movies, like in like a when it's like making fun of like the poetic character in like someone in other movies.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that's where I've like heard it before. I don't know, but no, the final scene has not otherwise been made aware to me.
Okay, no, fair enough. Do you think it's iconic, Fitzy, or am I maybe exaggerating?
Yeah. No, it's definitely iconic.
Okay. Yeah. I feel like in the way I introduced the scene, I'm incorrectly representing my stance on it because I love it. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's an absolutely phenomenal ending. The standing on the desks, it's like perfectly exemplifies like everything that the film's doing in relation to challenging that power structure and like the norm and the standards of what's, poorly accepted at the time in terms of the education stuff that I already talked about not liking. It's like, it's the perfect example of how fragile that kind of power is. That I love the fact that, like, the kids, they stand up and all it takes is enough people to do it and enough people to no longer subscribe, enough people choosing to reject Nolan and the school's power and their authority. And you end up with the situation that plays out, which is Nolan's running around the room going, sit down. What are you doing? Sit down. Sit down. And it's just like, it's so satisfying. Because it's like, dude, you are now instantly worthless. I love it as a reflection of how fragile power is. Certain kinds of power anyway, maybe not all, but well, that's all it takes. It fell apart, So I thought that was really satisfying, to be honest. It felt like a comeuppance to me. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a comeuppance, but like the power hasn't completely fallen apart, you know. Like you can imagine the awkwardness afterwards, and, you know.
No, that's kind of that is no, yeah. You're right. No, you are right about that. But like, it's not like not only did it lose his job, but it just like within that one small example, I think exemplifies something larger about power. You know what I mean?
But like I guess, and this comes back to my semantic point earlier. But like all the victories in the film are like momentary victories, you know, fighting against the tide. It's not like this. It's actually a really depressing movie where they just like sometimes win, you know. It's not like this overhaul of power or something.
No, absolutely, yeah. I think that's why I love it. That's why I love it even more as well. Is that it's a losing battle that they're fighting, you know?
Yeah, just like Knox is a losing battle against Chet.
All right.
It literally perfectly fits into, you know, the ethos of the film.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna disagree with that. No, because like we'll go on another 15-minute ramble, about, you know, back and forth. Okay. I do disagree, but no, you're absolutely right. The victories are momentary. I like how you put that, but that kind of makes the whole that's what adds to the tragedy of the film in a way as well. Is that you sort of have these small victories and they're satisfying, and they make you feel a certain way. At least they do for me, certainly. And then they're fleeting. They're like then you're like hit with the reality check of it, kind of thing. You know. Yeah, like you're doing to me.
You're gonna see what I'm saying eventually, but maybe it's like a processing issue or something. I don't know, because you literally just made my argument for me. But maybe when you re-listen to it, when you're editing it, like you'll see you're saying exactly what I'm saying with this.
No, I'm agreeing with that point. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just disagreeing with you in relation to the. Are you goading me into going back to the fucking Chet thing? You actually are. That's what you're doing.
No, I'm just saying you agree with me, like in every sense, except in this one instance. But it's like you're just resisting. Correct. You know, you're like you're like repressing it. No,
it's different. We already discussed that. I'll need to give it its own timestamp to go and prove that it's different, but that's fine. One final little note about the last scene I really like as well. I also just really like how not everyone stands.
Yeah.
Which like sounds kind of like whatever, but is actually pretty noticeable and important, I think, to be honest. Like it would have been so easy to shoot that everyone stands on their desks, whatever. You know what I mean? But like the fact not everyone stands makes it feel real, makes it feel way more authentic, and is just a smart choice. I appreciated it. And of course, dude, in that situation, there's no way everyone would stand, obviously. But like that feels like such the Hollywood shit to do. But Peter Weir, smart guy, not doing that shit. I like it.
I'm gonna bring it up, but like, I'm just gonna preface it by saying I'm not a bigot when I say this, but
that's the exact kind of point we should all be making.
Yeah, look, I 100% understand how people can see the film as being gay, and I think there is definitely queer subtext there that can be read if you wanted to, but like I'm reading like a lot of the reviews and like everyone like insisting that, you know, they're gay and whatever, and then I was reading a Collider article, and it's like the film is better and is more dimensional when you view it through the queer lens. I disagree with that. Like it's like I get it. I get where you see it. Like it's very obvious as to where you're getting these points from. I'm not even going to disagree with it. But you can you can just be good friends, man. Like you can like I don't know. Like it's like someone's like, oh, those hard eyes that he makes, like not just someone, like multiple reviews and that Collider one refer to like the hard eyes that like Neil makes at Todd when he's doing his poem. Dude, I can't even tell you how many times I've looked at my friends like that. I think you should love your friends, and I think you should love the people around you. But just because you love them doesn't mean that, you know, you gay love them. You just love them, you know. And I think you should love your friends, and I think the film can make that point. But I also think the film can make the gay love point. But I just I'm not surprised that there's so many like readings of it like that, but at the same time, like I don't know, a little bit, like annoyed that everyone kind of just like wants to say that gay. Once again, not an issue, but like you can love your friends, and you can be inspired by your friends. You can be happy for your friends, sad that they died, fucking obviously, and you can be like you can just be like I don't know, there's a very specific photo that one of my friends has of me looking at one of my other friends, where like he's like fuck, I want someone to look at me like that, and like I don't want to fuck my friend, but like I think it's totally fine to be enamored by your friends. It's like,
yeah.
But once again, I think from a literary sense, I think it makes sense that you read through the queerness, and I think that makes sense. But at the same time, I'm like, the idea that it adds an extra dimension to the story, or that it's the only way to be read, or like it's the obvious way to be read. I mean, it probably is the obvious way to be read, but I don't know. That's not how I read it. How do you guys read it?
I could not disagree fucking more, dude. With I don't think there's anything gay about this movie at all.
Oh, really?
At all?
Really?
No, I don't see it at all. Don't see it at all. I think it's fucking bullshit. To be totally honest with you, I don't like.
Whoa.
I think it's people. I think it's look. I'm sure people who see that, like, I think if you see that, to be honest, I think you're probably not male. I'm not saying it can't be seen that way from a certain person's perspective, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything actually authentic to that though within the film.
Well, I just like the idea of like a repressed person breaking out in a kind of in a stifled environment is very queer coded.
Yeah, but okay.
And like
sure.
people point to like Todd being like the one most upset over Neil's death after only knowing him like 4 months.
Oh, it was his roommate. No, I don't. I really don't.
So
see it.
like once again, I definitely do see it. Okay, because I'm not a bigot. But that's not how I read it. But I think I do agree with your point. Like lived experiences is like obviously that affects how you read films. That's something that they teach you in high school, like from fucking Big Dot. So like I think the reason why so many people do see it is because they have those lived experiences. But then the reason that we don't see it is because we have the alternative lived experiences.
Well said. Yeah.
But yeah, once again, like the idea that it adds an extra dimension if you read it through the queer lens is I disagree with that point. But yeah.
Absolutely.
Liam, how about
you? I think it does add an extra dimension if you see it through the queer lens, because it only adds. I don't see how it takes away anything. That's already.
I don't think it takes away, but I don't think it adds.
What? Well, it adds it adds like what you're saying, like the idea of like being repressed in a stifled environment, like it adds that extra reading to it, that extra layer,
But that's what the film's about already. It's just that you choose to substitute one thing for the other.
You relate to it in that specific way. It's not a new layer. I guess maybe I don't want to get too semantics, but the film's already about that. The film's already about that.
Yeah, but it adds that layer in a different context, like you already have him being repressed because he has to live up to his brother, and
you have Neil and Todd both being repressed is the thing.
So that's already there, but that's already there. But I guess I wasn't watching this. I wasn't really thinking about this at all. But I think if you do look at it through that lens, I would find it hard to argue it doesn't add another layer to it, I guess.
I think the point you made about lived experience is spot on, Jaden. I think, obviously, if you relate to it in that way, 100%.
Let me see if I have the photo, and I'll hold it up to the screen.
If you relate to it in that way, 100%. And the way in which we relate to it is obvious with our schooling, but I don't think it's there in the movie at all.
Ooh, yeah, but I'm saying, if you look at it through that lens. It does literally add another layer, it doesn't, because it doesn't take anything away from the film that's already there.
Okay.
I think it takes away, but it takes away from just the ability to be enamored by your friends. Like the idea that you can only feel this way if it's romantic.
Fuck,
Like I
agree with that
reject
too.
that idea.
Yeah, same.
Mm.
I think I've looked at my friends with I think of my friends in such high regards with just words that I can't articulate at the moment about being good.
Yes.
All the time. So I think if you say that the only reason he feels this way and the only reason they do what they do is because they're
they must be gay, therefore.
Yeah, I think that takes away from the idea that
But is it the only reason, or is it just like
what do you mean?
An extra reason, Like,
well, sure, it could be. I think people substitute it though. I think that's the thing. I think people love to see a male friendship on screen and then immediately say gay, and they don't leave room. They don't leave room for just good male friendships.
Agreed. But people calling the movie gay in that sense, like someone else looking at the film, not understanding that level of friendship and saying, "Oh, he looks at him that way, he must be gay," or "It's gay," or "It feels gay," or whatever. That's reductive.
Yeah,
I totally agree. If someone else having a different, we're now just trying to substitute different completely subjective perspectives of viewing a film, but someone maybe not coming at it from like someone maybe who is gay and like watches it and relates to the experience that way. I agree with Fitzy, obviously. Like, yeah, for sure. Like 100%, that's a valid way to view the film and relate to the film. And that would add something for that person, definitely. So I guess it depends who's saying it. Yeah. Either way, I think the film. Either way, the point. Yeah. The film is substantive. You know what I mean? It's not any argument trying to take away from the film in terms of what that says about it. It's the opposite for me. Whichever way you look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to reduce it. I
think the idea that positive male friendships have to be gay is quite harmful as well in terms of like, in terms of like closing things off and putting them aside and saying that and defining it as, oh, well, it's like this. Like you're just kind of reinforcing that, stereotypes. Or like it's
yeah.
But that's why
But I don't think people do that with everything. I think when there's certain like criteria, like the repression.
I think they do it a lot.
Kind of thing.
I think they do it quite a bit.
I'm sure some people do it a lot, but like if every reviewer is saying it with this film, there must be like some key points is hitting for them to like go along that train of thought.
Yeah, and like that's why I'm not denying that train of thought, because I can see that. I can see it. Zach's denying it. But at the same time, I once again, I just it's for me, it's
yeah. I mean, I'm sure
my initial stance was about kind of half, whereas Zach's like full anti-gay.
Right. Like, I'm sure there was some people who says that about like Harry and Ron or whatever. But, like, not everyone's saying that because there's not extra subtext there that you can read into. Where in this film there is, like the criteria is kind of there, I guess. Or like the I don't know, the hint of there. I don't know what you'd call it, but the clues are there to that fucking lens.
Yeah.
So we're like a scale from like most bigoted to least bigoted is like Zach, me, Liam. Is that?
Yeah.
I mean, I've read crazier lenses for like. What was the thing we did in literature? It was like Heart of Darkness. It was like a feminist lens on like the river, because they like penetrate the river, like the Congo River. So like I'm used to this shit,
Right. Yeah.
But yeah.
Not shocking. I'm the closed-minded one here, is it? Oh man. All right. I'm happy to go to our final verdicts.
Now let's fire up again. Liam, what do you have?
What do you have?
7. I'm giving this a 7. That's what I have.
He wants to wrap it up too, clearly. I'll give this film a 9, Jaden.
Yeah, 9 from me as well.
Yeah. Excellent film. Excellent
film.
I
was kind of surprised by how Little Women it felt to me. And, just you just got the group of guys that are they're just great, and you just see them go through life, and then tragedy strikes, but then they make it through the other side. It's just about being being true to yourself and pursuing this and like, yeah, man, it's like little men.
It's like gay Little Women. Oh God. All right, now it's time for our highlights of the week. Liam, what have you been watching?
Luke made me watch Honey Don't.
I'm so glad you're talking about it. I was afraid you weren't going to talk about it. I need to hear about this.
Because he was going to go with someone else, but they pulled out, so I had to come. Which was a really bad idea. I watched this on very little sleep, and the film was already kind of like, a bad fever dream. But on little sleep, it's like just get me out of here. It's just. But yeah, it was, I don't know. It was kind of like Driveway Dolls, but just like less interest. Like it was very unfunny. It was very like parody-ish. I don't know. And it was like super unresolved, super just messy. The people apologizing for it are just lying. They're just they're trying to be on the right side of history. Like now, they're accounting for like a comeback of this movie. You can't genuinely enjoy this movie. They're playing their cards. Like like they're Coen Bros fans, so they have to kind of enjoy this. They have to enjoy the vulgar kind of auteurism or whatever. But yeah, it's trash. It really is just bad.
I'm so excited to watch this movie.
Bro, don't turn around on me and say it's like decent. Like it's not decent. Like it's bad. It's bad.
I am impressed because look, I don't want to sound like Driveway Dolls is the worst film I've ever seen, because it's not. But it was really bad. And the fact that you can walk away saying that this film was like clearly worse is like, whoa, that's a yikes.
Yeah, it just had the same. The main problem. It just had the same kind of amateurish feel, like with like the lighting, with like the scene, kind of like transitions and shit like that. All of the, and like the kind of just nonsensical in a bad way kind of feel of the whole film, Yeah. And I think because they're like, because the Coen Bros are known for like, their kind of flavor of nihilism or whatever, their kind of absurdism, like people can kind of justify it, but I think that's just kind of bullshit,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think that's why I justified it a little bit in Driveway Dolls, because I just kind of thought that was Collins coming through. But if it's 2 for 2, then maybe.
Yeah, but it's like a really lazy version with like a tiny bit of actual thought sprinkled in. There's no like cogency whatsoever. So yeah,
watching that on little sleep does sound like torture.
Yeah.
If I watched Driveway Dolls on little sleep and that scene where Miley Cyrus turned up and played in front of me, like I would actually think I dreamt that.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. All right. I watched, finally, I already told Fitzy about this, but it happened. I have watched True Detective Season 1. It's been long overdue. Long overdue. Which one of you guys watched it more recently, right? Like in the last few years? Whereas one of you had seen it like long ago.
I watched it recently.
I watched it a while ago.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, unsurprisingly, it was great. Shocking absolutely no one. But I'm curious though, like to you guys, like what makes it great? Like what's the standout thing to you of like that's what made that show awesome? Doesn't have to be one thing, but
it's the story that I've always wanted to be told closest to the way that I'd want it to be told.
That sounds like the best shit you've ever seen then.
Yeah. Like, just like the kind of southern kind of creepy, like quasi-paranormal thriller told in high quality across 8 episodes is kind of just, yeah, like that's kind of all ideal.
Got it. Makes sense. What about you, Fitzy?
I don't know. Yeah, it's a bit of the southern stuff, but I think it's how well they kind of blend the like philosophical stuff and like the kind of like the time jumping as you kind of were talking about is like where the series really like elevates itself. It kind of becomes just about their lives in general and about like decay in a really cool way.
Yeah.
And it's just like really, I don't know, it's really like felt series. You really feel like their kind of life journeys or their kind of beings. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. So, absolutely.
Yeah. It just moves from strong moment to strong moment as well. Like, like I just don't think that an episode goes by that there isn't like at least like 2 kind of just standout scenes, moments.
Yes.
It just moves strength to strength with like cast going ham the entire time. Yeah. And everything just like, done to the nth degree, so.
Yeah. No, I think you guys are totally right. The that was the main thing I sort of told Fitzy was just that, like, the scenes by themselves, like individually, just are phenomenal. Like, so well acted. The characters are so interesting. They're so vulnerable and flawed and like borderline terrible at times. Well, actually, fucking Marty does some heinous shit in that show, to be honest. But I don't know, like it's just, it feels so authentic and awesome, and like I love the characters, I love the performances, all that kind of stuff. Overall, as a show, like what I was saying was that like the first 4 episodes weren't my favorite because they're so heavy on the 1995 time period, and like those episodes are mainly structured around it's the interviews framing the 1995 section. So you kind of get glimpses in that way. But and that was cool. Like there was this, like on a scene by scene level, I totally agree. The scenes were awesome. There were standout moments, 100%. There's that one episode that ends with the shot of like the first glimpse you get at the Yellow King, and he's got like half broken face mask, and he's just walking shirtless.
Yeah,
and like that'll stick in my mind.
Yeah,
because it's just like,
it's not
even like, good, because it's not even like a stunning shot or anything. It's just so, but it just fits
he's like a
so
presence
well.
of like evil, you know. He's such a strong presence.
100%. And just the visual of the mask and like in the Louisiana setting, it's just like, oh my god, it just like totally hit the spot. So there's stuff like that, but yeah, overall I wasn't like super invested in the first 4 episodes in terms of like the outcome of the case aspect of it. It's when then in episode 5 they start jumping around. Episode 5 is when they cut then they move to 2002, so they're now playing with multiple times, sort of switching it up. When the show opens up in that respect is when it really starts clicking with me. I'm like, oh yeah, because it, like Vinci was saying, like it becomes about their lives and it becomes about this sort of larger time character journey that these people are on and how it affects their families and their work and each other, and obviously the main thing being their relationship with each other. And that shit was awesome, and seeing how that evolved, and obviously how the case weaving back in is changing their lives as well. That shit was really, really great.
And plus, on top of all that, you have like the best action sequence in history.
Oh,
just
yeah,
casually thrown in.
You just forget about that.
Yeah.
That was just like, I think, because I had heard about that scene.
Me and Liam were geeking out about it like one time after the show. Don't you remember? Like, Like I
No,
don't
I
know.
think I blocked it out.
Yeah, but like we were just geeking, like watch. I think we were both rewatching it, and like, and we're like,
Yeah, right.
You get to it eventually, and then now you
Yeah.
know.
It was. I mean, that scene was awesome, but it's just funny. Yeah, when you say casually thrown in, like I was expecting that scene. I knew it was coming at some point. Didn't know. Like I've never seen it. I just knew there was a huge one action set piece. That's all I knew, and so I kind of expected. I don't know. It's got to be in the last episode, right? Like I just kind of was, and then this scene started. And like 2 minutes in, I realized, oh, this is it here. It's just here. Like, I'm just like, it felt like I was like 40 minutes into, I think it was like 40 minutes in episode 4 or something.
Yeah.
So there it is. It's clearly going now. Yeah, no, that was awesome. Dude, McConaughey is, I mean, they're both so great. I think, but McConaughey's character, his whole philosophical aspect that Fitzy was talking about of it's just so interesting. It's just like, this guy's kind of fucked up. Like deeply, but I don't know. Like he's kind of speaking truth. It's kind of, I don't know. Is this a fucked up character that I just loved, and the way he played him was so like, goddamn. What a 2014 McConaughey had, by the way. He won his Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club, this and Interstellar in the same year. Are you kidding me? That's like, that's a goated year for any actor. So, he was, and Woody Harrelson was definitely by far the best performance I've ever seen from him as well. Like, I've always liked Woody Harrelson.
Yeah.
But like, I've never like loved him in anything. I loved him in this because goddamn, he had some crazy shit he had to do. And yeah, just seeing their relationship come together and everything. It was, great show. No doubt about it, for sure. There was definitely another point I wanted to make that I lost somewhere along the way, but whatever. It's fine. I'll figure it out later. Jaden, what have you been watching?
I, talking about, some heavy hitters. I rewatched Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's the only thing I watch this week. It's a certified classic. It's a 2010s iconic, kind of kids film for people our age now. It's got some really great moments. It's got some really funny shit. It's probably like one of the best book to screen adaptations, like unironically.
Dude, stop acting like you gave this shit 5 stars.
No, I gave it a 6 out of 10, but like, doesn't change the fact that like it's solid. Dude, like I was talking to Liam like I don't know 2 weeks ago, like, dude, Steve Zahn. I just fucking love Steve Zahn so much, man. And like,
watch The White Lotus, bro. What are you doing?
I'll get to it. Like, dude, seeing him just be Greg's dad, killer shit. and like Roderick, what's his name? Fuck, the actor, so good. And Chloe Grace Moretz shows up for a bit. It's like, oh, cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And the cheese touch, cheese touch is cool.
Dude, I fucking loathe the cheese touch.
Did you have a cheese touch at school?
Not a serious one. Not a serious one.
Yeah, but
not like one
that
I
like that was inspired by this.
It came up at times, very briefly, and it's the worst fucking invention of an idea.
Right, it's just chasing. What do you mean?
Well, maybe some profound deja vu right now. Did we talk about this a few weeks ago, Jaden? Or?
Yeah,
yeah.
That's what inspired the rewatch. I was like, hey, I was just talking about this.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's just foul. The cheese touch.
Yeah.
Dude, and they make Riley eat it. Dude, that's like horror level. Like, that's like horror movie level shit.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate that. I hate it.
Yeah, but it's good shit.
You know watch Roderick Rules now?
Dude, I was so close to going straight into Roderick Rules, and I was thinking to myself, I was like, do I do all 3 in one day? And then I showed restraint.
I don't know if I've seen Dog Days. I don't know if I've seen it.
So I know there's more movies, but like there's the trilogy with that cast. Is that correct?
Yeah, and then there's the remake, and then there's an animated one.
God, they remade that.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure like they bullied all the kids off social media because they weren't the original cast.
Yeah, they bullied the new Roderick.
Yeah, the new Roderick got it hard. Yeah.
But it's like, aren't there like 30 books or something?
I don't know. I think I probably kept up to about 9, and
Wow.
even 9 was a stretch for me. Like I was rolling my eyes back when I was however young.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck another one. Like, come on, man.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I bought the 5-book box set, and I was like, oh yeah, 5-book box set. That means it's done. 5 books, and then this cunt keeps on releasing more. And you're like, well, what's the point of the box set then, man?
Oh yeah, I think she's so true. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. Now it comes the segment where we hand the show over to you with our question of the show. Last week we asked you, what is your favourite inspirational quote? Dr. Luke said, "Focus, boys." I think this is the thing. I don't think that does he actually say that? Like he just says focus. Like focus. It's just a one-word quote. Focus. Well, but sure, I'm happy. Like, dude, I'm never gonna miss a chance to say this. So, focus, boys. That's the quote. Matt Damon
tastes like shit.
There you go. Invictus. I love how, by the way, Invictus of all movies, which is like loaded because it's Mandela, so it's like it's all inspirational quotes that he picks that. Like Morgan Freeman's just spouting the most inspirational shit for the whole time. Oh my god!
Yeah,
the past is the past. It's like, oh wow, that's profound, Morgan. We just only live in the focus moment. Speaking of focus, Andy said, "Focus, Gia Dre." Jackie Chan in the Karate Kid. I don't know what I said. Is that Zhao? Zhao Dre?
Zhao. Yes, Zhao sounds right.
Zhao Dre? Focus Zhao Dre. I know what Zhao Dre means. This is where we need Andy and Spooky to. They should have translated for me. The 2 Chinese speakers aren't here. But maybe he did. Maybe it's Focus Boys as well in Chinese. I don't know. What do I know? Anyway, let's get to some real inspirational quotes. Leanne said, "My favorite inspirational quote is failure is not an option. It is a phrase associated with NASA flight director Gene Kranz and the Apollo 13 moon landing mission. This phrase, along with purchasing the novelty number plate with this saying on it at NASA, has enabled me to complete all sorts of seemingly impossible tasks." That's awesome. Where is NASA, by the way? Do you guys know?
Houston?
Oh, yeah, must be, right?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like, wow, I feel real dumb now. My second inspirational quote is, "Never complain, never explain." This is an expression of stoicism popularized by the British royal family. Stiff upper lip and all that. Originating with British Prime Minister Benjamin Disraeli. The phrase suggests that complaining makes one appear weak and explains absolutely nothing, while explaining too much invites judgment. The idea is to maintain a sense of mystery and strength. That's good. I like that one. Former media magnate Kerry Packer was also known to use this phrase on a number of occasions. This phrase and posting it on my wall has enabled me to suffer all sorts of otherwise insufferable falls, particularly in toxic workplaces. That's great. So more than one answer as usual. Thanks once again for a great weekly program. P.S. Stay awake this week, Jaden.
Oh,
he has.
Yeah.
He's done it.
Yeah.
He didn't. No leaning this week. He's been locked in. Thank you, Leanne. Those are good answers.
I had better sleep last night, and actually no, this was a longer work day, so I can't really use that. But last week was a draining day.
Do you need to put "never complain, never explain" on your wall to help you deal with your toxic workplace?
Yeah, this is my toxic workplace.
It's been pretty toxic today. I'm not going to lie, in more than one way.
Whoa.
All right. Favorite
You're gonna cut out your
inspirational.
last little thing about that you said about at the end of the year, a little at the end of Dead Poet Society.
Well, I
there was one line that I was just like, I wonder if he cuts that out.
to be honest, I don't think I'm cutting anything. I don't care.
No? Okay. Yeah.
I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Jaden, what is your favorite inspirational quote?
My favorite inspirational quote is "Shit happens."
Oh, true.
Dude, if something goes wrong, it's just shit happens and you move past it. That's the only thing that has ever like been like remotely inspirational to me. Like I don't know, I did try to genuinely think. I was like, there's nothing in my. The thing is, like, it can't be that inspirational. Like, it can't be that effective to me if I can't think of it. And like I don't know. Yeah. And like the other ironic one I really liked was from a Smitty video where he it was a shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll die. You'll die in space or something like that. You know, as like a kind of play on the shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll die. And you'll land amongst the stars. You know, it's like okay, you know. I think inspirational quotes are there to be made fun of. I'm sorry. I think they're dumb as shit. Yeah, so shit happens, and you know, fuck it. Like they're those two are the inspirational ones that just kind of, you know, they get you through it.
I forgot you were telling me about that 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
This man's making me follow that. All right. The shadow over it. No, that is a good one. No, I think inspirational quotes are the perfect blend of plenty to make fun of. Also, I like them just, you know, authentically, to be honest, as well. They can be ironic or unironic. Either way is fine and fun. I like the quote. I'm going to get mine over with so quick because mine's boring. But I like Socrates' quote when he said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." Fitzy, what's your favorite inspirational quote?
You don't want to pick like Marcus Aurelius or something? You don't want to like, you know, pick one from each of your favorite. Oh, you can? Oh, let's hear it.
I'm not going to get it right, but it's like the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts or something. Basically,
pretty much the same thing.
Wow.
What?
Groundbreaking stuff.
What?
Don't worry.
Wait, did you say it's the same thing as what? My other one?
No.
No, Fitzy said.
Oh yeah, well, it's kind of similar, isn't it? The unexamined life. Like, yeah, okay, it's not exactly the same, but like,
it's not the same thing.
It's saying you should think, you know.
Yeah.
Think equals good life.
It's right. Yeah, no, you're actually right. Both are. Yeah, no, you actually are correct about that. Both are based on, you know, reflection being a good thing. That's true.
Yeah.
Anyways, what's your favorite inspirational quote?
Well, you mentioned Succession earlier.
Hell yeah.
This is a quote I think about a lot. Well, sometimes. It's a Logan Roy line, which, you know,
here we go.
Take with a grain of salt, but everything everywhere is always moving forever. Now, he says this when Shiva's like, "Oh, it was mine," you know, and he's like, "There is no line. Everything everywhere is always moving forever," you know. And it was just like it's a moment of accidental kind of brilliance, you know.
Yeah.
Because it just exemplifies his endless positivity and energy for life. But no, like I do really like the quote. I do think about it. The only thing that bothers me about the quote is that it's like similar to, you know, everything everywhere all at once. Like whenever I say that, Mom's like, "Oh, like the movie."
Right.
No, not like that fucking movie. No, it's totally different. But yeah, it just reminds you that everything's in flux. You know.
Yes.
Absolutely. Protein flux.
Absolutely.
Protein flux. Yeah.
No, you're right. That's a really good one because I love the sentiment of it. I love that Rogan Loy said it. I don't know what to do anymore, guys.
Oh, actually, there's this really good Latin one. I don't know if I should say it though, because
you can tell Jaden hasn't been listening for the past 5 minutes. Yeah,
it's a bit of a dox, you know. But it means, you know, to strive for the highest.
Oh my god, dude! Can I just say that when they were learning Latin in this movie, that's the most pretentious shit I've ever seen. Like out there, like pronouncing Latin words. Like, come on.
Yeah, but I kind of wish we learned Latin. You know, Latin seems cool
What do you need to learn Latin for?
because it's fucking cool. Because you know, life isn't just what do they say in this movie? You know, engineering, medicine. These are the things that sustain life. But poetry, language, romance. These are the things we live for.
Yeah.
I think Latin is one of those things that we live for, or could live for, because it seems interesting.
But why not learn a useful language?
Yeah. But you go against the philosophy of the movie. You know? The poetry
I think Latin's cool. Latin's cool, but teaching it in schools is pretentious as fuck and completely pointless. Don't teach it in schools. Go and learn it on your own time. That's great. Go for it.
But like, Catholic schools like taught Latin for like ages, you know, and then they stopped.
Yeah, because it really was dumb and a waste of everyone's time.
What do you mean a waste of everyone's time?
Because the Bible's in English now. It's not in Latin anymore. You don't need to learn Latin if the Bible's not in Latin.
It's been in English for a while.
Yeah, and then schools realised that.
They caught up. Yeah. Someone had an epiphany. It's like, hang on.
I think
like if the choice was amongst, you know, pick Chinese, Italian, or Latin, you would have picked Latin in high school.
Would I pick Latin?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have.
Yeah, I'd pick Latin.
Over Chinese or Italian?
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember. I barely remember any of the Chinese or Italian anyway. But Latin's fucking cool, dude. What do you mean?
But Italian.
No, I would have picked Latin too.
Really? You can actually use Latin. You can actually use Italian and Chinese.
You can use Latin. Oh,
yeah.
You said.
Oh, yeah. You can use it to say our fucking school motto. That's what you can do.
All right. As always, we'd love you to submit your responses, thoughts, and/or reviews for next week's film in the YouTube or Instagram comment section, or join the Discord server. This week, the specific question we'll be asking you is: who is your favorite celebrity that is slightly crazy? That means they can be crazy now. They've had a crazy phase, maybe. That's probably more common. They've had a crazy phase at some stage. But how you want to interpret it? You know, they're a bit whack. They're a bit loony sometimes. They've got maybe a bit of a reputation. They don't have to be totally. We're not asking people that are totally insane. Or, you know, it doesn't have to be that crazy. But it's just, you know, someone who's a little bit off kilter maybe at the times. You know, but you love them anyway. Let us know, or you appreciate them anyway. Okay. Before we go, we have an Instagram poll. Nominees to announce. It's Fitzy and I going head to head.
Yes,
We'll be nominating a film each, and you must vote. You must vote to decide which film we will review in a fortnight's time. Fitzy, do you want to go first?
All right. My film is The Butterfly Effect with Ashton.
God.
Kutcher.
How are you going to win with The Butterfly Effect, man? You're going to win, and you're going to fucking win with The Butterfly Effect.
Dude, I've done my time, okay? You know, I think you forget how much I lost in the first few years, you know? I deserve some of these wins.
Yeah, true.
What is the butterfly effect? I've never heard of it.
It's like, well, the idea of the butterfly effect is like, you know, small things affecting large things through like chaos, you know. But I think it's a time travel. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really struggled to find something. I just saw the butterfly effect. I was like, oh yeah, nice. Ashton.
All right.
So
with Mr. Kutcher.
I'll be nominating another Ashton Kutcher film.
Oh, bullshit.
No, of course not. I'll be nominating Steve Jobs. No, I'll be nominating Darkest Hour.
Oh, cool.
By Joe Wright.
Oh.
So there you go.
Gives me a reason to finally watch the DVD that I bought fucking 7 years ago.
Excellent. There you go. Well, I know what Jaden will be voting for.
Mm.
Hopefully you all vote wisely as well. Vote wisely out there. That's it. those are your two options. Go to our Instagram page after the episode goes live. Check out our stories and cast your vote. Democracy. All right. That's it for this week's episode. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Fitzy, what are we doing next week?
We're doing Platoon, a film none of us have seen, which is on Stan. Yeah. Oliver Stone film. Willem Dafoe, Charlie Sheen, Vietnam War. So, should be fun. Another big film. Yeah.
No, I actually am excited to watch this. Leanne inspired us a few weeks ago when she answered with Platoon in one of the questions of the week, and we realized, wait, none of us have seen this. That's a crime. So let's do it. I'm excited. All right, but until then, that's it. I appreciate Liam and Jaden for joining me as always. I appreciate you guys listening. Have a great rest of your week, and goodbye.